Hallo und willkommen zurück zu Pillars of Eternity. Wir sind in einer Höhle in North Wales nördlich von Twin Elms. Und hier machen wir jetzt wieder so ein paar Wurzelviecher kaputt.
Hey. Gors.
Sind schon ein paar. Ist ein Mpvgra. Ich guck noch mal, was die so kann. Pierce Crush kann aber, hat überhaupt keine Abwehr. Ich charge hier komplett drauf.
Hey.
Ah, Batsch. So. Die setze ich fest. Da machen wir einmal einen fetten Debuff drauf und noch einen fetten Debuff. Und der wartet erstmal, bis der Kampf losgegangen ist. Und einmal ein Buff drauf. Schild. So. Schön. So, als nächstes sollte ich hiervon was festsetzen. Damit die sich da umso fetter clustern. So. Die stehen da schon so, dass die eigentlich... Ah, doch, da unten ist auch noch eine Menge Platz. Dann sollte man das anders machen. Dann setze ich den dann noch fest. Und der haut hier mal eine fette Pfütze rein. So. Da kann man immer noch dran vorbeilaufen. Okay.
What? Ja.
Ist eigentlich nicht so optimal. Machen wir mal das hier. Wobei die Pfütze jetzt auch kommt. Ratsch. Sehr schön. Jetzt hat die natürlich überhaupt nichts mehr. Müsste neu sammeln. Der hält nur 2 Sekunden. Ist nicht ganz optimal. Muss. Eventuell ist damit... Ja, machen wir hier mal einen Schutz drauf. Bisschen Feuer. Der ist weg, 101 Schaden, ordentlich. Nächste. Da habe ich, glaube ich, jetzt einen eigenen getroffen. Ne, habe ich nicht. Bisher habe ich noch gar keinen Schaden genommen, wenn ich das richtig sehe. Oder zumindest nicht so viel, als wenn es angezeigt werden würde. Das ist noch zu wenig. Na. Okay, setzen wir den fest. Euch werfen wir nochmal um. Ratsch. Da hinten die ist Matsch. Das hier verändert auch so langsam alles.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Stuck, dazed. Quatsch, Quatsch.
My mind feels sharp as steel.
Der hat ein bisschen Schaden kassiert. Geht so langsam in den Bereich des man muss rasten. 178, ja, geht noch.
Laying low.
Ja, ich nehme an, dass hier später eine Bounty auftaucht. Weil das war ja jetzt gar nichts. Exceptional, das ist Quatsch, weg. Glenfarthern Stalking Boots. Damage to flanked targets, dasselbe hatte er glaube ich auch schon. Jo. Move Speed. Würde ich sagen, tausche ich die aus. Aber bei Damage gegen Flank, das macht hier wenig Sinn. Moment, mache ich trotzdem die weg. Die kriegt er und die kriegt das. Ja. Unspektakulär. Dann geht's jetzt in die nächste Höhle. In die nächste Zone. Vermutlich durch diesen Eingang im Nordwesten. So. A winding stair hugs the cliffside, providing an impressive view as you work your way higher and higher. Not too far along the path, however, you find your progress interrupted. A large boulder appears to have fallen onto the road from somewhere up above, and it now sits squarely in your way. Examine the area. The boulder is nearly flush with the cliff face, preventing you from passing by on that side. Along the edge of the cliff, however, there's a narrow space just wide enough to follow across the other side. The boulder landing has crushed the steps beneath it, however. Use hammer and chisel to clear the way. Chiseling away the boulder proves a slow and wearing endeavor, especially when several sections of the boulder prove too hard to carve through, forcing you to aim elsewhere. After a long while, your efforts pay off and a section of the boulder splits away. You hear echoing clatter of the rocks tumbling down the side of the cliff. A sound seems to stir something overhead. A shadow crosses the path, quick as lightning, and vanishes before you can catch a glimpse of what it has cast it. But you do see the rapidly growing silhouettes of several more rocks flung down at you from above. Without a moment's pause, you duck under a small rocky protrusion along the cliff face. The rocks strike the earth hard and bounce away from the steps or else over the side of the slope. Your ordeal past, you continue your climb, and the rest of the journey proceeds without incident. At last, you find yourself at the base of a final twisting set of steps, above which you can see the towering pillars of Hylia's nest. The Nest Above the Clouds. Okay, das ist winzig. Da wird vermutlich nur ein großer Kampf sein. Tja, warten wir mal, bis das Menü aufgeht. Alter Falter. Geschafft. Safe. So.
On the hunt.
Cloudsinger Songbird. Sehr schön. Ja, sind auf jeden Fall viele Skelette. Das könnte natürlich mit Fallen etwas unangenehm werden, wenn er direkt in die Fallen rusht, noch bevor die Tante dann die sehen kann. Dann muss ich eventuell dann ein bisschen anders vorgehen. Speichern. Oha!
Sweet mother of Gallowayne! That's an impressive beast! Think we can slay it?
As you reach the summit of the mountain, a gust of wind stirs the air. You hear a noise like a snapping of sails, and the sky is briefly blotted out. A dragon lands before you, shaking the ground beneath your feet. It draws itself up to its full height and speeds its wings, barring your passage. Its neck, its back, and the ridge of its spine are covered with magnificent plumage. It hisses at you, and while the sound unlike any language you've ever heard, the beast's meaning is utterly clear.
Vermin invading my nest, threatening my hatchling. You shall feed my young.
It snorts a stream of sulphurous vapor. A small worm crouches in a corner of the temple behind the dragon. Be careful, Watcher. Her mind is on edge, not with hunger, but with fear. There's little more dangerous than a mother defending her offspring. This temple is dedicated to a goddess, not your hatchery. You have young here?
I will protect my last hatchling to the death! And that death will be yours, rodent.
Aelia's the goddess of motherhood, actually.
And of the sky and all winged creatures. Even my kind know of her.
Then you should respect her temple and leave. Heat from the beast's roar sears your face. It lashes in a flurry of scales and feathers. Na gut. Halt nicht. Ne, wollen wir ja nicht für den hier. Muss der aber nach vorne laden. Oh, oh, oh. Wo ist der hin? Oh, Wurmling. Die gute Gelegenheit, hier die Suppe aufzufüllen. Ah, okay. Sky Dragon. Das ging jetzt so voll daneben, dass quasi niemand das abbekommen hat. Ich glaube nicht, dass man die umwerfen kann, aber ich versuch's mal. Nochmal. Doch, kann man paralysieren. Okay. Dann machen wir das direkt nochmal. Paralyzed. Probieren wir hier das nochmal. Der Mark ist noch nicht drauf. Paralyze 7 ist drauf. Wunderbar. Dann können wir jetzt den da drauf machen. Damit der Schaden wiederholt wird zum Teil. Der hier ist sehr stark Single-Target. Oder der... Ach, das geht um ihn herum. Okay. Ist aber auch nicht so schlecht. Aber das hier ist halt für Single-Target super. Paralyzed. Wir brauchen auf jeden Fall noch mehr Debuffs. Mit der Schurke mehr Schaden macht. Schnippschnapp. Ist auch geproned. Hat trotzdem angegriffen, auch wenn er prone ist. Das macht nicht so viel Sinn. Prone für 14 Sekunden. Alter Falter. Also der ist dann quasi immun dagegen, der kriegt das zwar ab, aber den interessiert das nicht. Dann müssen wir andere Maßnahmen ergreifen. Massiv Deflection. Zum Beispiel.
Something else.
Besonders viel aushalten tut er nicht. Keine Ahnung, was das jetzt ein Zauber ist. Den Amaka da drauf. Das hier waren böser AOE. Wir können aber auch die Insekten nehmen, die auch sehr, sehr fies waren. Extremst fies.
No good. No good.
Dieser eine Spell scheint nicht getroffen zu haben. Alice? Wir könnten natürlich auch noch die Helferlines holen. Der hat nicht getroffen. So. Jetzt ist aber doch... Da tut er jetzt gerade nichts. Und der Agony ist auch drauf. Okay. Komm nach vorne. Ist immer noch prone. Aua. Kommt er hier gerade rechtzeitig? Der kann anfangen zu executen. Hatte der nicht auch einen, der gleichzeitig geblendet hatte? Der Insektenschwarm scheint nicht getroffen zu haben. Petrified for 6 seconds versus Reflex. Das ist alle.
What?
Woodbeetle. Der liegt immer noch auf dem Boden. Er hat nicht viel beigetragen bei dem Kampf. Was war das? Perception, Intellect, Resolve. Burn und ja, wieso nicht? Wobei, na, machen wir lieber mal einen Heal drauf. Okay, wunderbar. Der hat gesessen. Nochmal drauf. Dann ist er auch vermutlich schon kaputt. Jo. Und wir haben Steuern eingenommen. Na super. Da machen wir die brauchen wir ja nicht mehr. Payoff 75. Ja, Payoff. Jo. Schön speichern. Hat der 4 Augen? Tatsächlich. Aber wir looten nur 2.
Alright then.
Nice and slow.
Godan Stunir. Müssen wir zwar stehlen, mache ich aber. Stun und Crits plus Might. Okay, naja, brauchen tue ich es nicht. Willbreaker. Might plus 3. Schöner Ring. The edges of the bones are brittle and blackened. Grieving Sky Dragon ist das Vieh. Schreibe ich mir mal auf. So. Ja, das war jetzt nicht so schwer. Gucken wir mal gerade. Wer kann denn das brauchen? 3 Might. Der hatte bisher diese Armschienen, die 2 und 1 gebracht haben. Naja. Der könnte das Ding noch brauchen. Der hat nicht besonders viel Might. Gucken, ob das jetzt irgendwas suppressed ist. Naja, das passt. Dann ist der jetzt über. Ich glaube, den hier kann ich mal weghauen. Denn das bringt jetzt nicht so wirklich viel. Jo. Ja, schade ist, dass man den Zauber von ihm nicht immer draufknallen kann. Den da, dann hätte ich nämlich auch bei diesen einen Quests keine Probleme. So. Zurück nach Old Song. Waren das jetzt nicht 2 Quests, die ich damit abgeschlossen habe eigentlich? Revealed Mountaintop Temple beset by terrible menace. Da habe ich ja abgeschlossen. Und dann gab es ja noch Nest Above the Clouds. Ne. Oder war das keine Quest von diesen Typen? Naja, ist wurscht, werde ich jetzt auch sehen, wenn ich in der Stadt bin. Wir reisen jetzt zurück nach Old Song. Ja. 7 Stunden.
We saw you go up the mountain. Well, what happened?
She means to say that we're both very relieved to see you're safe.
Yes, of course, that too.
The dragon and its young are both dead.
Praise the Sky Mother, and thanks to you too. I told you that an attack was the way to go.
And the Queen of Birds saw fit to bless us with a capable warrior. It is a shame that such a rare champion of the skies had to perish. All winged life is sacred to our goddess. Still, it is better that we can return to worship at the nest. Thank you. Not to presume too much, but you might pray to Helia when you visit Terra Everon. She is grateful to all who aid her.
Na, hätte man möglicherweise irgendwie retten können. Aber jetzt werde ich mit dieser Entscheidung leben. $7.000 Copper bekommen. Helm's Reach. Da können wir jetzt über dieses Schicksal berichten. Und beten. So, gehen wir jetzt hier zu dem Typi. Im Beruf hat sich bisher zumindest noch nichts geändert. I'm still here. Ask anything you must. My tribesmen have told me that you are to speak the truth about Fjorm's exile. He combs his spare stubble, darting a glance to the elven woman. Well, Arthur doesn't hide from the truth. Ask and I'll answer. I know you're lying. Fjorm tricked you and fought the Stelgar alone. They killed each other. The hunter's white smile retreats behind his uneven stubble. I never... His skin reddens through the patches of fuzz as he stumbles for words. The elven woman takes a step back, staring at Arthur with her mouth open in disbelief. You wouldn't, she quickly looks at you and then turns back to the hunter. Do you understand what the tribes will think of us of our people? Her bursts, shakes Arthur out of his standstill. They already step on us as if we are filthy maggots. Where the twice split arrows were broken. The huntress lowers her head and he turns back to you. A look of despair maddens his eyes. They have history, glory, and they spit on us who have nothing. He reaches out his hands, trembling as if afraid to touch you. Foreigner, please, the others say you are kind and merciful. Speak the truth that would set us free, I beg you. I hear the truth when I reveal it in the passage of the Six. Your tribe deserves hope, and I may just help you with it. I'm going to enjoy a sinking reputation even lower than it already is. For better or worse, to the Anamentfath, I'll only speak the truth. I'll only speak the truth. Arthur bites on his lip. A drop of saliva glistens on his golden stubble. He wipes it with the back of his hand and gives you a supplicant look. For the sake of my people, speak for us to the Anamentfath. Speak his eyes dart to the side as if pointing to the elven woman behind him. For us, speak your truth. Keine Ahnung, ob das jetzt bei dem ist oder bei der anderen Tante. Ja, müssen wir wohl beim Hauptdingen machen. Dann gehen wir erstmal beten. Ja, bis 12 ist es noch eine Ecke. So, Hylia. Pray. You kneel. While you pray, you feel the space around your body shift and melt, and you find yourself in a vision of the mountaintop temple, yet you see neither worshippers nor a dragon, but a tree. Its limbs wrap around the perimeter of the temple, tapering into twigs and branches of all sizes and angles. They seem too long and too numerous to be held up by the meager trunk, but they hold steady in the breeze. A single sparrow lands on the nearest branch. It watches you. I seek an audience with Hylia. Whistle to the bird. You whistle the first tune that pops into your head. The sparrow blinks its beady eyes and hops closer to you along the branch. It bobs its tiny head and opens its beak, and the rich, trilling melody that spills forth is a song of crows and birds. A massive flock descends with a thundering of wings and whooping, screeching, chirruping calls. They fill the boss of the tree, and thousands birds of every shape, size and color nestling next to one another. A breeze ripples through the air, the limbs sway, creaking with a strange, gentle rhythm. A few hundred of the birds flit from their branches, forming a brilliantly variegated flock in front of the tree. As they meet and swoop in unison, you catch a glimpse of someone looking back at you, cloaked by the flurry of feathers. Watcher, I believe, we stand in the legendary Court of Birds. She closes her eyes and raises her face to the sky. I feel a presence, warmth and hope.
You journeyed to my temple and rid it of the dragon. Now my faithful may return, singing their joy to the skies and praising me through their creation.
Life is creation and celebration. I'm glad to have served you in this. The breeze blows through the tree. A dove tucks its head into its feathers and watches you.
Glad because you seek to protect life, or because you seek a patron. And yet you have proven yourself with this task. I would tell you of another.
I will tell you of another. I'm listening. The birds return to the tree and nestle amongst their peers. The breeze ripples through the branches again, carrying the goddess's voice.
You must stop Theos, and you must undo the tragedy he has wrought.
The grieving mother rocks on her feet. There is a way, Watcher. There is hope yet. Birds all over the tree begin to chirp and sing, and in the rise and fall of their voices, Hylia speaks. Theos acts, but is moved by another. The exiled queen whispers in his ear, urges him to rob the living and the unborn of their souls for her benefit. And he has obeyed. A hawk shifts on its perch. She will consume them, grow powerful, while 1,000 empty children are born. But there is still time to reverse this tragedy. Why would Boudica do this? A pair of eagles shriek, because the prize is authority over mercy. A loss over kids. The values of souls and mortals not for the beauty they create, but for what they can add to her power. The wind blows cold. She fears animancy. She believes that mortals may use it to usurp the god's power, her power. She cares nothing for the innovation of Kith, and how could she? She gives commands, not inspiration. How could I return things to the way they were? The bird suddenly falls silent, watching you. The voice on the wind returns. Guide the trapped souls back to the bodies they were stolen from. Hollow-born children whose eyes have never seen the sun. Oh. The grieving mother claps her hands once, setting off the music of chimes. After long years, let the wounds be healed, their tears dried. You could restore them, give their families hymns of joy after years of lament. The breeze tickles your ear. Peace and restoration give purpose to suffering. There is no meaning, no redemption in pain that does not lead to fulfillment. Symmetry demands that great rejoicing follow suffering such as this. I'm not sure it's possible to truly undo the harm Theos has caused. You hear the cry of a swift, soft and plaintive. Swift horse, okay. Perhaps the years cannot be forgotten, and for some, perhaps it is already too late. But if you could restore even one soul, kindle one spark of life, raise one voice in joy, it would be worth it. There's another side to this, his tone cautious. You've seen the consequences of a soul disjointed from its own cycle. Could these children ever truly return? Perhaps it would be better to allow these souls to find new lives. The grieving mother gapes at you in horror. Give them first these lives, Watcher, then let them know the love of parents who waited for them, tended them, and let their return bring healing to the Dyrwood. How can they continue to another when they have not fully lived this life? To pass them along to another now is cutting a stanza from a poem, a verse from a song. Thank you, Hylia. I will continue to the sun in shadow.
When you reach the burial isle, you will find souls there that I have granted reprieve for their sins. I give these to you, for only they can bear you to safety on your journey down. And when you face Theos, and the rotting fruits of his endeavors, remember the conversation we have had. In that moment you will have power rivaling a god's. And after it, you will live in the world that you have chosen. Choose restoration, Watcher. Return the souls to the bodies they were stolen from. Swear to me that you will do this, and I shall give you power to make even Woodica quake. I can be merciful and terrible, Watcher.
The grieving mother's eyes are fever bright. Watcher, this is the hope I have held to, that the children of the Dyrwood might be restored, their families healed. Let us bring Hylia's restoration to this country. I would hear what the other gods have to say first. Hear then and choose. All of the birds spread their wings and take flight. As they flock and swarm around you, you again glimpse someone watching you from within the maelstrom of feathers. Her glance is full of compassion and hope. The birds rise toward the sun, they're blotted out, reminding you for an instant of a dragon and a shadow, but when your vision clears again, you are standing in Tir Evron. Was ist das? Adventure completed, das ging schnell. Das Ding da links oben ist kaputt. Okay, für das eine fehlt noch Perception zum Abgeben. Und Eccentric, faintly mixed. Dann gehen wir noch zu dieser Anamenfath, whatever. Die Hylia-Sache hört sich auf jeden Fall bisher am besten an. Ich speichere mal und lade nochmal, damit dieses Ding da verschwindet. Was sagt denn die XP? Geht vorwärts. Laden. Tja, wenn es dann mal fertig lädt. Na, weg ist es.
Course.
Okay. Continue to know Durance. Da hat es auch nichts Neues gegeben. Discover the importance. Ich werde zum nächsten Mal schauen, wie die Quests von den beiden weitergehen. The Passage of the Six. Ja. Also da. Und dann gibt es ja noch die Quest von der Jägerin. Ja, ich habe hier noch mehrere Quests mit dem... Also das eine, da brauchte ich noch einen Perception Buff für das andere brauchte ich auch einen Perception Buff. Dann das mit den Vögeln, das war so ein bisschen... Meh. Weiß nicht, ob man... die Tante damit Deception den Vogel abnehmen muss. Das gefällt mir nicht so. Aber ich weiß auch nicht, ob es eine Alternative zu gibt. Und... ja. Ridai.
Estremor?
You've returned. He glances at the huntress in the group. We hope you've found the truth about my brother's fate. I have concluded my task. It's time to speak with the Anamanfath. What did you see? Where's Fiorm? Ridai takes a step forward. Tell me! Ridai, the huntress thrusts her palm between you and her companion. The truth belongs to all of us, even Arthur, you know this. Ridai hesitates for a moment. He wipes the sweat off his face, leaving traces of red paint on his hands. I'm ready to share the truth with the Anamanfath. He looks up, and I make sure that so is Arthur. Share your findings with the Anamanfath.
Use some rest.
Wird nicht gerastet. Our paths cross again, Gulfs and Nanams. I have been investigating Fiorm's disappearance. Indeed, Arthur and Ridai have spoken of little else. I do not envy your position, Gallavs and Enams. Yet your testimony may resolve the tensions between the Keepers of the Stone and the twice-split arrows. She steeples her fingers. When you've gathered your evidence, I'll call the hearing. Let's begin. She nods. I will summon Arthur and Redeye. Their fates and the names of their tribes depend on what you will reveal us. Gauls and Anams. Bethel stands at the head of the hall, lit from behind by dozens of candles. She casts a long shadow across the floor. We've gathered to weigh the claims of Arthur and Redeye in the matter of Fiorm's disappearance. To that end, we are honored by the presence of Galms and Anams, whose insight will help us render a verdict. Murmurs of astonishment echo from the front of the hut. We begin with Arthur's claim. He asserts that Fiorm lured him into a confrontation with the Stelgir and that he slew the beasts on his own. Fiorm, he says, exiled himself, fearing that knowledge of his actions would keep shame on the Keepers of the Stone. He holds up a tooth as long as her arm, and as evidence he brings a fang from the great Stelgir. On the other hand, Redeye states that his brother was tricked and murdered by Arthur during the hunt. A hunter of Fiorm's renown would not have fallen in the blood hunt but by treachery. A shadow flickers and dances in the candlelight as she looks at you. And now we turn to our Gauls and Anams. We ask only that you share your observations, that we may find closure for these two tribes. She lowers her head. What fate befell Fiorm? Fiorm is dead. What? Redeye stares at you, his face contorted between surprise and anger. He turns to Arthur. How? You punny weakling, how? Then Amenfath whips her neck toward the tribesmen. Do not forget your place. Redeye chest balloons, but he quickly lowers his chin in obedience. Arthur's eyes dart from side to side. The Amenfath continues. It saddens us to know this truth, but we must reveal it deeper. If this is so, did the giant's Stelgir die? Fiorm killed the giant beast. Of course he did. Redeye shakes his fists and looks everyone in the hall. Arthur is just a feeble hunter from the twice-split arrows and a liar. Four bristles along her arms. Silence! Her slitted pupils narrow as she regards you. And now we have come to it. Claim the truth for the 6 tribes, Gauls and Anams. Fiorm tricked Arthur and fought the giant Stelgir by himself. They killed each other in the fight. Arthur tried to cover Fiorm's shame, but lied about besting the creature. Your words echo along the passage of the 6 to the solemn audience. Bethel nods. It is as you say. We thank you for sharing your truth with us. Then Amenfath turns to Arthur and Redeye. Brothers of the tribes, let these wounds mend. Go in peace and contemplate the shame brought into our hearth. I have a word with you. Gained reputation. Major. Friend. Somewhat good. Okay. Speichern. Dann reden wir dann nochmal mit. She turns back to you. A shame upon both tribes is not what I would have wanted, but we must learn to turn our faces to these hard truths if we are to survive the coming seasons. Our integrity is a boon to us. Please accept this with our thanks. Shattered in Autumn. Farewell. Okay, und dann mache ich einen Schnitt und dann geht's beim nächsten Mal weiter. Bis dann!